For the second time in 2 years, agents from the FBI have conducted a raid at the state capitol complex. Good evening, everybody. I'm Keith Koontz.
I'm Ann Nyberg. The last time it resulted in the conviction of several men for trying to buy influence with a Democratic Speaker of the House on proposed legislation. This time it centers on Republicans and the items you get in the mail from them. News 8's chief political correspondent Mark Davis has been digging into this story. Mark, what can you tell us tonight?
Hi, Keith and Ann. Good evening, everyone from the Hartford newsroom. Yeah, the feds have told state lawmakers to refrain from divulging any details about this investigation. Here's what we've uncovered. News 8 has learned that 6 or 7 of the Assembly's 53 Republican members of the House of Representatives have been interviewed by the FBI during a raid at the state capitol complex.
We learned that there wasn't a federal investigation, but the presence of federal agents here in the building. Interviewed some members of our caucus, and we're dealing with that right now. We want to gather as much information as possible. We're cooperating with the feds.
News 8 has also learned that the only person named in the subpoenas is former Republican State Party Chairman and current House Republican Caucus Chief of Staff, George Gallo. He has resigned effective at midnight. He has told Cafaro that he is a person of interest in the investigation and said he did not want to cause a distraction to Republican lawmakers during the General Assembly session. These stacks of boxes here at the state capitol are state lawmakers' newsletters. Now, these are for state senators. They're not involved in the investigation. But the subpoenas from the FBI are for the vendors of the newsletters of House Republicans and their campaign literature. Each state lawmaker sends out taxpayer-funded constituent newsletters. Those are put out for a competitive bid by the nonpartisan State Office of Legislative Management. Campaign literature is printed by vendors selected by the political parties.
Right now we are trying to inform my staff and my caucus of all that we know, which isn't much, and we'll be back to you. I appreciate it, though. Thank you.
A spokesman for the U.S. Justice Department has declined comment on the investigation. Now, George Gallo, the chief of staff who has resigned, has retained famed criminal defense attorney Hubert Santos here in Hartford. Santos is the defense lawyer for Hartford Mayor Eddie Perez and also for Kennedy cousin Michael Skakel. He has declined to comment on the case, will only confirm that it is his client. Live from the Hartford newsroom, Mark Davis, News 8.